Copy that. Standing by for live.
The area as this investigation continues. We do have teams on the way right now, and we will bring you more information in the very latest that we have coming up on Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock. Imagine that there are quite a few people at the mall at this hour. Again, this is happening at Old Orchard Mall. Let you take a look at this live picture as I am seeing it for the first time as well from Chopper 7 that just got on scene. Again, no confirmations from Skokie police as to what investigation is going on and what type of incident is happening at the mall. We know that there is a large police presence and people are being told to avoid the area. We did not see any evacuations taking place. Not sure if that is happening at any of the stores. Again, that is a live picture from Chopper 7 this afternoon. Of course, we see the Nordstrom store from this vantage point. Earlier, we saw the Macy's and police patrol cars responding outside, and you see the same thing here, which is a fairly large police presence with various cars sort of just outside. Again, this is looking at the Nordstrom store at the mall. There were some social media reports that are being put out there, but again, no real confirmation from Skokie police at this hour. This is just coming into our newsroom, and we do have crews headed that way, and certainly we'll bring you more information as we get some confirmation of exactly what is happening here. Old Orchard, of course, a fairly large shopping mall with various anchor stores that you see right there. So again, we were just looking at the Nordstrom store. That is, I think, swinging back to show you the Macy's just outside of Macy's. Again, you see some security personnel there walking around, some police cars, patrol cars parked nearby. Have not been able to see any sort of active police action going on. Not sure if everybody is inside the stores that we're looking at. So as Chopper 7 widens out, you can get a better vantage point of Old Orchard here by Skokie. And Skokie police responding. Not sure if this also involves any other agencies in the area. Again, as we approach 3:30 in the afternoon, wanted to bring you this breaking situation. Certainly working on trying to get more information for you. And we will, of course, have a full report for you this afternoon on Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock. Again, just letting you take in this live picture as we are seeing it for the first time from Chopper 7 that just got on scene. Obviously, we can only show you what is going on outside the mall at this point. Let's take a look at what's happening here. So I am being told that that is the east side of Old Orchard Mall facing Skokie Boulevard. And this mall is situated in an area that is it's very populated. Lots of main thoroughfares going through there. This area, again, very popular. You can just probably tell from how crowded that parking garage or parking lot is. That is a summer afternoon at the mall. I'm sorry to my producer.
Judy, it's Rob down in the studio. Just wanted to join you to help our coverage here. Judy is upstairs in our newsroom where she can talk to our producers and our assignment desk to get a little more information on what's going on here. But we're breaking into programming because you can see just a huge police presence at Old Orchard Mall. And it looks like there's some county police there as well as local police. As we pushed in there to the Nordstrom, you saw a lot of plainclothes and uniformed officers. There does not seem to be any sort of urgency here. There's a good look there of people coming and going right there. So we've seen some movement here, plainclothes as well as uniformed police, and there's just a couple bystanders there. Hard to tell if they're shoppers or if they're people that are just kind of curious. See one lady there. Obviously very hot outside, hot and humid for people there. But look, now we're seeing a lot of officers, Judy, come out of that door. So certainly some action in terms of police activity, but we're not hearing too many details on there are a lot of speculation, as you mentioned, on social media. But right now we're just kind of keeping an eye on it from Chopper 7.
And Rob, as you mentioned, again, this is Judy. I'm upstairs in the newsroom, and Rob is downstairs in our studio. As you mentioned, it is always a bit of a good sign for us as reporters watching this active scene that we don't see that sense of urgency coming from law enforcement in terms of, running from location to location.
Sure.
So we will take that right now at this moment, that it is a bit of a good sign. Again, this news just coming into our newsroom. Chopper 7 got on scene literally a few minutes ago, so we are seeing this picture for the first time as you are, this live picture of this police response at Old Orchard Mall in Skokie. Still no confirmation on what exactly has transpired, but clearly you can tell it's not isolated to just one store. You can see sort of the police officers responding to the different stores at the mall. And Rob, I'm going to have you jump in as well.
Yeah, we'll step away here in about a minute or a little bit more than that. In 30 seconds here, we're going to step away to do a cut-in into ABC 7 programming. We will continue our coverage here online, but if you're just watching a stream here, it's Rob Elgas in the studio and Judy Sue in our newsroom, keeping an eye on what's going on in Skokie. Stay with us. We'll be back here on the stream in about probably about a minute or so. So stay with us for continuing coverage of what's happening in Skokie.
This has been an ABC 7 Eyewitness News special report.
It's quite busy in the summer, and it was open to people today, and it was then looked to be shut down, or at least they weren't letting people inside in that Nordstrom entrance. And now if you take a wide shot here, you see all the people, or all the cars there that would include employees and people who were likely shopping inside the mall. If you guys haven't, so I'm in our temporary studio. If you guys get any more information, get it to us here in our ear. Or if you have anything more as we watch live with you here on our stream, we'll get you some of the latest information. But there have been a lot of police officers who were here, many of them outside the entrance. And here's Chopper 7 pushes in. You'll get an idea. There's one with its lights still on, and some people talking to whoever's in that car. This might have been one of the first squads to arrive with the flashing lights there. And there's some youngsters that are right there at the Westfield Old Orchard Mall, kind of moving around. So it looks like this scene is secure on the outside, at least. They're moving pretty fast, and we're seeing more activity. And we were told, I think, Judy, about a shelter, and they were saying shelter, don't avoid the mall, I think is what they were saying.
Avoid the area, yes, yeah.
Okay. So on our producer, she says she's got some. Go ahead and let me know what that is. Okay, the mall spokesperson is telling ABC7 there was a short lockdown. We are now told by a mall spokesperson that has been lifted, and that's why we're seeing a lot more activity, people moving around and people who were in the mall and people actually going into the mall too.
Yeah, we are still in the process. I just ran downstairs from the newsroom, Rob, to join you here on the set, and I can tell you our team is working the phones upstairs trying to get some information confirmed for you. Of course, nothing we will pass along, only the confirmed information we have from police officials. But just now, a mall spokesperson, as you heard Rob mention, telling us that apparently the mall right here in Skokie, Old Orchard, did go on a short lockdown, probably right around the time when we came on the air with you with this live picture. Right now, we're being told from the mall spokesperson that they have been given an all clear. Again, we're still waiting for any sort of confirmation from Skokie police, but this call came in a little while ago, and that's when we scrambled Chopper 7 to get on scene to bring you this live picture. At that moment, all we knew was there was a large police response at this very popular mall in Skokie, and as you can imagine, what kind of panic that might send through people when they hear that kind of police response at a shopping mall on a Sunday or on a summer afternoon here in Old Orchard. But that's all the information we have at this point as we have been watching this live picture with you. That police presence spanning from one store to another. We saw patrol cars outside of Macy's and also Nordstrom's. Again, right now we are being told by a spokesperson with the mall that things are pretty good right now.
It was a little more than 30 minutes ago, Skokie police on social media, and you were mentioning this earlier, Judy, saying avoid the area. That was about 35 minutes ago. But now we're seeing cars moving in the parking lot, and also it looks like the roads surrounding Old Orchard are also open. But here's a group of police vehicles kind of going around the perimeter, and they look to have their lights on as they try and secure this building. But once again, that soft lockdown, I think is what the spokesperson described it as, that has been lifted. And so people are coming and going out of the mall. Certainly relief for people watching with us who might have loved ones that are there, working or just shopping on this hot summer day.
But you'd have to imagine how anxious everybody was inside
sure.
that mall with all of the shoppers and the employees, even when you hear about a soft lockdown without knowing exactly what is going on.
And we're getting a little more information. Go ahead and update us, and we'll let the viewers know. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so we've got some new information. We're attributing this to the mall spokesperson or mall officials. No one is reported injured. There may have been some sort of altercation inside one of the stores.
Yeah, so that's what we just got from our producer in the control room, again coming from Old Orchard Mall this afternoon, and telling us that there was a lockdown for about an hour this afternoon, and over concern about some type of an altercation. Still not sure if we're talking about inside a particular store or somewhere in the mall. Again, we're looking at that live picture right now.
There's some movement here. from both uniformed and plainclothes officers outside the mall, but we're being told no injuries. You see they have their weapons not drawn, but they certainly are armed to try and determine exactly what that altercation was. And after what happened in New York, obviously they're going to take extreme measures to make sure people are safe, to make sure that there isn't anything worse going on. You see one of the unmarked cars looked to have pulled into you see that next to the sign.
Yeah, we were just in the process of saying how anxious everybody may be right around now, especially given what happened in the news yesterday, and also just getting that word while you're out shopping for the afternoon and hearing that there is a soft lockdown going on at the mall. I believe we also have some pictures coming into us from the ground. Okay. I know we have been watching just that live picture from Chopper 7. So this is our crew on the ground getting us that vantage point.
Is this live, Anna? This is okay. This is a few moments ago from Citizen Video, and there you see those in the brown are likely Cook County sheriffs, although it's hard to tell from here. But they joined this huge police response, and this was just a short time ago outside the Nordstrom, which we were looking at live from Chopper 7 as well. It was the Old Orchard Towers earlier that we saw a little activity just a few minutes ago from Chopper 7, and that's just adjacent right next to the mall, just as some officers are moving to make sure this is secure, which we're told it is, that there may have been, or there was at least reports of some sort of altercation inside the mall, and there was a brief lockdown as a result. Let's go back to Chopper 7 and see what we can see from there. There's the towers we were talking about, and there's a large police presence right there. But notice you can see traffic is moving. There has not been any shutdown of traffic around the Old Orchard Towers, which is what you're looking at there. Not far from the mall, but certainly still a heavy police presence around that building as well as the mall. So this looks to be still an active situation. But the mall appears to be open again, and that brief lockdown has lifted. You see in our banner there at the bottom of the screen, all clear given. So if you have a loved one who's in the mall, or perhaps had someone shopping at the mall, we are told, according to the mall, that the all clear is given. There are no reports of injuries inside the mall. That's the latest we're getting right now.
Yeah, we're watching these live pictures along with you and just looking for signs of what exactly is going on, sort of this sense of urgency that is happening with this police response. Again, we got word of this happening maybe roughly about an hour ago. Chopper went up right away to fly over Skokie and giving us that very first picture and vantage point of what is happening at this mall. Again, if you're just joining us, we're coming to you streaming online with this breaking situation. This is happening at Old Orchard Mall in Skokie, a very large, popular shopping area, certainly on a summer afternoon for a lot of families and children who are still on summer break. We got word that some type of a large police response was happening. No confirmation, and still no confirmation from Skokie Police on exactly the nature of this police response, but we could see quite a number of police vehicles responding to the exterior of this mall, spanning from one anchor store, which is Nordstrom, that we saw, to the other anchor store at the mall, which is Macy's. And we then just got some type of a confirmation from a spokesperson from the mall a short time ago telling us that they did, in fact, go into what they call a soft lockdown at the mall for about an hour. Even though we say soft lockdown, that's still frightening, I think, for people who are going through the mall at the time. We're being told right now that they have been given an all clear, but again, not confirmed yet by police officials.
You can imagine, Judy, social media erupting with speculation. We're not going to do that here. We're going to tell you what we know. We're going to attribute it to who is telling us that. So you may see some conflicting reports on social media. That's fine, but we're just not going to really say anything until we can confirm it. And we want to make sure that we get the facts right for you, and we appreciate you trusting us on that. But we can tell you, according to the mall, that there has been an all clear given. So that is nice. And here we're spinning back around. It's terrific, actually. I mean, for the people who are inside this mall and the people who know folks who are working in the mall, that the all clear has been given there after reports of an altercation in one of the stores there. And the police are obviously still there. This is still an active scene. They're not packing up and leaving by any stretch, but since we've been watching live with you here, we have not seen any sort of extreme urgency with police running or or trying to secure certain entrances like you would see if it was still active, or at least the all clear had not been given. But we're told that that brief lockdown has been lifted in the mall. And in fact, we saw teenagers, adults, and just plainclothes people going in with the police right there at the entrance of Nordstrom and a couple other entrances into this mall.
And just pass along some information that we do know at this point. Our assignment desk upstairs has been able to confirm from mall officials telling us this afternoon that the Old Orchard Mall in Skokie is right now no longer in a lockdown, that they did go into a lockdown for about an hour this afternoon, and telling us at this point that they do not, that lockdown was due to concerns about an altercation, some type of an altercation within one of the stores there. Mall officials are also telling us right now that no injuries were reported, which is certainly good news this afternoon. Again, we are still waiting on confirmation from police officials on all of that.
And so this tower that Chopper 7 is above, we did notice a lot of officers around that. That's the Old Orchard Towers, and you can see it's right next to the mall. There does seem to be a bit of a police presence over there at the towers. There's one officer walking, and then on the other side of the building, we saw a couple other officers pulling up, and we saw that unmarked SUV that had pulled into the grass there. That might have been an initial response, as this was obviously an emergency, as calls were coming in that something was going on inside the mall. So we see some officers here outside this building. There you can see right there at the entrance. There's at least 2, 4. There's a lot, and here they come outside.
Quite a few vehicles, yeah.
So there's a couple, and there's that. Okay, that SUV is now backing up out of the grass, and there's a 2, 4, 6, at least 7 or 8 squads. Okay, that's old. Thank you. This is Old Orchard Road right here, which appears to there's a bus. So Old Orchard Road is still open. And that's a lot of squad cars.
Yeah, it does appear that traffic is still flowing in that area, and at this point, mall officials are telling us that the stores are still open for business. But we are watching this other situation happening. Not entirely sure what the connection is here between this building and what is going on here, and the call and the police response at the mall this afternoon. Still trying to get some information for you.
A lot of construction in the area too, so you can see that's why those cars are going slow. But that just off of Old Orchard Road there's 2, 4, 6, 8, about 10 squads. But there are cars also passing by. So this does appear to be open. We'll see if this guy can get through. And it looks like, So the soft lockdown has been lifted.
Lifted, yeah.
That's at Old Orchard Mall. That is good news. And so we're glad to report that. As we continue to monitor this very active situation.
And as we know right now, no reports of any injuries. Again, that is coming from mall officials this afternoon. This has been going on for the last hour or so that we have been on with you with this continuous coverage. We have crews, of course, heading to that area, as well as Chopper 7 that is live on the air right now for you. We continue to gather more information, and of course, we'll have a full report for you coming up shortly, actually, on Eyewitness News at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll start right at 4 sharp after Jeopardy, and you can keep it here. If you're streaming us on the app, that newscast will start right here, and we'll get you the latest information as it comes in. A very active situation, but an all clear, and the lockdown is lifted at Old Orchard Mall.
Okay, we'll see you at 4 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.
This has been an ABC 7 Eyewitness News special report.
All right, I've got to hit the
Go ahead for Chopper 7. Copy that, just let me know.